If I say the word reality, I wonder what comes into your mind. What does that word really mean for you? We use the word reality to mean a whole variety of things. And today in the group we were reflecting on three aspects of this. Reality as the physical reality we all experience the whole time, every second of our lives. We talked about the new virtual reality that has come into the lives of most of us within the last few decades. And we also talked about spiritual reality. Words we use confidently, easily, but really what do we mean? Well, physical reality is obvious enough. All that has come into existence, the whole of the unfolding, the evolutionary process, everything from the first split second of the Big Bang to the present day and into the future. The whole of space-time and this universe, everything I touch and feel and think and know. Physical reality, the world, the environment in which I live. And how do I understand it? How do I experience physical reality? Through my mind, through my body, the giftedness of our senses, and the incredible complexity, power and beauty of the human mind. We know so much more about the structure and the power of the human mind than we have ever known before. And it is breathtakingly wonderful. The capacity each one of us has to think, to remember, to feel, to plan, to reason, to envisage, all the wonders of creative intelligence, creative imagination, endlessly. The human person and the human mind, the greatest gift on this planet, the greatest gift in the universe. And so we understand physical reality, and in order to be able to experience it, we have our body, psyche, personhood, limited to space-time, but in actual fact, producing a life that is incredible in its power and scope and beauty. We have a brain, and therefore we have a mind, and we have intelligence, and so on. So, physical reality. Now, quite recently into our vocabulary has come the word virtual reality. With all the advances and experimentations and huge successes of the human creative imagination and intelligence and reasoning, we have produced a technology that presents us with a reality that is not the physical reality around us, that comes into existence and fades from existence, like the stars, like our own body, born and will die. Virtual reality. We're used to the word now, and a reminder of how powerful this has become in our human society today. I'm thinking back to something that was reported when we had that world-shaking event of the destruction of the World Trade Center in New York a few years ago. We've all seen almost endlessly video representations and TV programs and documentaries about the actual destruction of that building by two planes which were used as weapons to destroy the Twin Towers. But we also had recorded at the time the comment and the experience of a small boy who was living in an apartment in one of those high-rise apartment blocks quite near Ground Zero, the place of the World Trade Center, and was looking out of the window when the first of the planes flew into the city instead of over the city, and flew into the tower and began to destroy it, followed rapidly by the second one. And the boy saw this happening, but called to his mother in the kitchen, "Mom, is this real?" The boy had grown up in a virtual reality world. Video games, his iPhone, all had introduced him to the power of machines and mass destruction. And so for a moment, the boy watching this happen as a physical reality in space-time, watching it happen before his eyes, couldn't really discern whether this was a physical event or whether it was just one of those virtual reality events that he spent so much time watching and absorbing. It was a great warning, and I think many of us may have missed the fact that the line for some of our young people, and for many of us too, between physical reality, objective reality, outside the skin barrier and inside our own skin, the lines and the boundaries can get blurred. And we're not too sure, as that little boy was not sure, what is for real, what is for physical reality, and what is the result of our enormous inventions, technological inventions, that produce for us a virtual world of reality. 3D films, the huge success of Avatar, for example, and the fascination there is with virtual reality that can seem to obscure the impact of physical reality for many people. And another word that we're all familiar with is spiritual reality. What do we mean by that? Now, this is neither physical reality nor is it virtual reality. Whatever spirit is, it is not physical reality. It doesn't come into existence and it cannot die. Spirit is the word we give to that being, that life, that existence, that reality that is not physical. It's not just merely not visible, because much of the physical microcosm is not visible to our eyes or easily available to our senses, but it is physical reality. But the mystery we have for so long called God by so many different names is not a physical reality. It's non-physical. It can be manifest in the physical, but it is more, different, other than. One of the names for God in the Vedic scriptures is the unborn, the only unborn. Everything else comes into existence somehow and will go out of existence somehow. So the word we use for this ultimate reality is usually spirit, translated into many different languages. And the question is, how can I know, I who am bound in space and time by this physical reality of my body psyche, how can I know this spiritual reality, this ultimate reality? Do I know it through my mind? Through my senses? No. This is where faith begins to be understood. When we have experienced something of this physical, non-physical rather, reality, realizing that somehow I know, somehow I cannot explain, I cannot prove, but I know that spirit exists, that I exist as spirit, and there is a communication. But that communication we have to struggle to try and express in the limits of our languages, the words and the images we have, and which is what most of our religious traditions help us to do. Provide us with images, provide us with words, to try and express what in actual fact cannot be fully expressed in words or images, because it's a reality that goes beyond them. So, spiritual reality. When we've reached this point, we're really only at the beginning of our exploration of this. There's so much more we can reflect on, so much more we can share, so much more to delight in. Mystery is where we should be living, and where in actual fact we belong. It's our natural home. And so, although this, for this time, is the last of these 4 shared reflections, it also is just a beginning.